With the map design complete, let's create a legend, then export the map into Inkscape. So I'm going to click Project, New Print Composer, and I'm going to name this print composer Worldwide Refugees and IDPs. I'm going to click OK, and that's going to create my new print composer, which I'm going to maximize here. Now in the Composition panel, under the Composition tab, I'm going to set the following properties. For paper and quality, I'm going to choose Presets ANSI A, which is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. For the orientation, I'm going to make sure I have landscape selected. For the page background, I'm going to go to 100% transparency. And I'm going to make sure print as raster is unchecked. And I'm going to add the map to the composition. I'm going to make it the same size as the page. So let's add the map. There we go. And I'm going to set the width to 279.4. So let's do that over here on position and size. So width is, what did I say, 279.4. And I'm going to set the height to 215.9. And then make sure the X and the Y origins are at 0 so that I'm exactly the same size as the page. And I'm going to go ahead and center the world on the page by clicking the Move Item Content and dragging it up to about the middle. There we go. So with the map still selected in the Composition panel, under the Item Properties tab, I'm going to uncheck Background. So let me scroll down here so that I have a nice transparent background. So now we're going to add the legend. So I'm going to click the Add New Legend button, and I'm going to click on the map somewhere. And this is going to add the legend to the map. But let's change some basic legend properties before we dive in deeper. So with the legend selected, so you can see I have my grab handles here. Under the Item Properties in the Composition pane, I'm going to set the following properties. Under the Main Properties, for the title, I'm going to delete it. I'm going to scroll down, and under Background, I'm going to uncheck it. I'm going to go up to the Fonts, and for the subgroup font, I'm going to click that button there to change it. I'm going to set the font to Arial. I'm going to set the font size to 11. For the item font, I'm going to set that to Arial. And the size to 10. And finally, for the font color, I'm going to set the hue and saturation to 0, but I'm going to set the value to 255, which gives me a pure white. Now I'm going to go to Symbol, and for symbol width, I'm going to set that to 6 millimeters. And I'm going to leave the symbol height at 4 millimeters. Now let's remove the ocean and graticules from the legend. So we're not going to need that. So let me zoom in here a little bit so we can see it. Actually, let me zoom all the way back out. And let's see here. Let me zoom in, yeah, just this way. Move over, and then we can see it that way. There we go. So I don't want graticules or ocean. So to do that, I'm going to scroll up, and in the legend items, I'm going to choose the graticules 15, and then press the remove button. I'm going to do the same thing for ocean. So let's shorten the name for the refugees layer and reorder the classes. So I'm going to select the UNHCR, and I'm going to click the edit button. I'm going to change the text to UNHCR Assisted Refugees. So I'm going to delete quite a bit of the stuff here. Okay, now I'm going to select the No Data class, and that's I'm going to move that down. So I'm going to open it up here, and I'm going to select No Data, and I'm going to hit down. I'm going to add that to the bottom. And then I'm going to move the Pakistan class just below the No Data class. There we go. So now with that done, I'm going to zoom back out to the world. And I'm going to place my legend down here in the Pacific, sort of southwest of the United States, maybe almost directly south, and west of South America. I'm going to export my map as a PDF. I'm going to name it Worldwide, and of course I'm going to put this in my lab directory. I'm going to name it Worldwide Refugee and IDP Population. And I'm also going to save my QGIS project.